Alright, YouTube should be up. Hello YouTube, how are we all doing tonight? As always, I hope you're doing well. Let me just make sure everything's up and running and then we'll talk for a bit. Yep, that's over there. That looks good. Let me just bring up the trophy guide over here, which again you can't see. It doesn't say there's anything missable, so I think we're good to just play through this and have a good time. So before we begin, use my words, let's talk about Sifu. I did 2 streams of that on a weekend, had a good time, and got most of the trophies, and by that I mean all except one. The 36 Chambers of Kung Fu trophy eluded me, and what I did on Monday night is I played the game for about 6 hours, and I still didn't get the trophy. And long story short, I think what I did wrong, and I do have this recorded, but I don't have it available immediately to show, so I'm not going to, is what I did is I went into the menu and I unlocked a cheat for instant takedowns. So basically I just blasted through the game many times, doing all of the takedowns, looking for all the animations, looking at guides and whatnot. Oh yes, I played as the female one as well. Unnamed female character. Where's the audio? That should have audio. Okay, never mind, it's on track 3. Anyway, what I did is I played through the levels again, just looking for all the takedown animations, and I'm pretty certain I got them all. I then replayed the game on a brand new save slot, again as the female, not Sifu, the female not Sifu, let's call it that. Play through it again, look for all the animations, pretty sure I got them all, and it did not unlock. So yeah, after about 6 hours I gave up, and then last night for about 2.5 hours, I did a completely demented recording / playthrough where what I would do is I basically started the game. Where am I? Past me. There we go. What I was doing is going in here, performing a takedown, like so. And then after every takedown, I would pause and then examine the video to see which takedown that was. I think from memory that is wall takedown number 1. And yeah, this is what my stream, well not my stream, but my recording was last night. Just me basically performing a takedown, like so. And then looking at the video and going, okay, that's staff takedown number 1 or staff takedown number 2. And it was like that for about 2.5 hours, which was also punctuated by my neighbors being complete and utter F-wits, because one of them is on drugs and was screaming her head off. So yeah, last night was not a lot of fun, honestly, but I did manage to persevere long enough to get this done. And ultimately this playthrough, can't see anything there, I promise. Ultimately this playthrough lasted about 2.5 hours. It was the first, second and third levels only. I didn't need to go any further than that. And the last takedown that I needed was the takedown where we throw the knife nearby onto a wall and then we punch them down. Also, don't ask me what's going on with my video here. Can I full screen that? Oh my god, VLC, why? Why you do this? There we go. So yeah, this was the last takedown. Okay, never mind, it wasn't. It must have been the next attempt. I also mentioned turning the cheats on, and I speculate what happened is that excuse me, I probably missed a couple of things here in my Very, very tight super. I turned the cheats on and I speculate what happened is on my 2 playthroughs, basically I unlocked the animations using cheats and it didn't work. So what I did is I ended up deleting the game entirely, and then last night I reinstalled the game and I started from a brand new fresh save, going through all these animations, trying to ensure that I tick them all off. If you've ever tried to do accounting for Hardcore Reset Fan in Persona 4, you know exactly what I'm talking about. There we go. Basically, we throw the knife into the wall behind this guy. Punch him a couple of times in the face, and that's it. That is the trophy. So having done that, I really don't want to have to do that again. It is a relatively easy platinum though, if for whatever reason I can't get to my desired number by the end of October. End of October? End of August. No, end of September. Shit. I'm tired. I genuinely mean that. I don't know if I'm in any good condition to stream tonight, to be quite blunt. I'm very, very tired. Work is the worst. Anyway, we're not here to talk about seafood tonight. We're here to talk about Sable, which is a game that I know absolutely nothing about. Just plugging my controller back in. So yeah, this is what we'll be checking out tonight. All I know about it is that apparently it's a 2 out of 10 on difficulty, and it's about 20 hours. That's it. I know nothing else. Well, actually, I did see when I created the screenshot that this is created by Shedworks, and it's published by Raw Fury, who made or published another game which I played recently called Blueprints, which was kind of cool up to a certain point. Not feeling this music, but okay. Okay, that's terrifying. That means are we gonna have some performance issues? We can hover, interact, compass, navigator, map, sprint, throw, call, bike. Yeah, I saw something about a bike in the trophy guide, and fishing. I did also read something about fishing in the trophy guide, that it's a little bit bugged. Alright, let's do this. Swim Carcass is in chat and says no fishing. I'm sorry, the guide says to do it. What does the guide say about fishing? There are fishing requirements. I'm sorry, I'm sorry. Quite the catch. Catch your first fish. Oh no. This stream is not appropriate for you to watch. I'm sorry. Whoa. Quest starts at the ceremony, view quest log options. Moving Sable, use the left stick. That was very quick. So our character is called Sable. What is with this freaky ass face? The ceremony, I should head back to camp. We have a child's mask, a blank looking mask worn by all children of the dunes. Most kids customize theirs for fun, but more traditional clans frown upon, or on rather, that sort of self-expression. I Bexy children top. What's an Ibexi? A hand-me-down from Yarra. Or Yarara. Comfy sandals for exploring sandy places. Easy to get sand out of, but not the best for climbing. Okay, we shut off the Colossus now. Lots of stuff here. Fishing. Oh god, I'm sorry. The trophy is telling me to do it. Alright, so what is with this creepy ass face? I can't look up its nose. The game's running at 60 FPS, or what feels like it, or somewhere just below, but the animation on Sable is most distinctly not 60. Kind of a cool effect. X is jump. Holding circle appears to be run. And the shoulders don't do much yet. The touchpad is the map. Alright. Just want to see if this is on a timer. It doesn't look like it. Jumping, press X to jump. Yep, already figured that out. Move towards water, begin climbing, keep an eye on your stamina. Right, so I don't think it's draining naturally, like I could just hang on here indefinitely. I'm not holding anything, I'm not touching anything. If I move around on the wall, that drains our stamina. Like so. Okay, I didn't push X there, we just climbed it automatically. I wonder if there's any other games out there that use this mechanic. I can't imagine there's anything hidden in here yet, but you never know. We have a ladder there. Left stick in is crouch. What is with the background there? I can see more inside than out. Some sort of temple. Sprinting, yep, saw that. Hold down circle to sprint whilst moving around. You can sprint only whilst you have enough stamina. And then it charges back up, got it. The Ibex Camp. Don't know if this is Sable speaking or someone else or a narrator. Just as I know, yeah, okay, it's going to be Sable. So I'm not going to do a voice because I don't have time for that. I can feel Yadi smiling behind her mask, just as I know she can feel the teeth-baring little grimace behind mine. I'm nervous, and she is softly, sweetly amused. In her eyes, I probably have very little to worry about. You know you have nothing to worry about, don't you, Sable? And yet... I shrug, but any attempts to act casual are fruitless. The movement is jerky, and I don't think I've ever been more aware of my little shoulders. She laughs. I mean it. But I do know who you are. You're going to be nervous until you've started, and then you'll act like you've been doing it your whole life. Remember the first time you rode a bike? You wouldn't even let me put you on a seat. You were so afraid. Your hands were like little claws gripping onto me. She's not our mother, I guess, but she's someone we've known for a while. I feel the memory in my fingers. But then I promised you it was going to be all right. I told you how much I had loved riding my bike as a young woman, and how wonderful the wind felt through fabric. Suddenly, there you were. You sat down. You leaned forward and put those little grasping claws on the handles, and you were off. And I remember thinking, just watching you tear over the sand. Look at her. She can do whatever she wants. Yadi reaches out and places a hand on the edge of my mask. And you can, Sable. Now take a breath. I have no idea what we're doing, but okay, I think I'm ready. I thank Yadi for the encouragement and tell her with a nod that I think I'm ready. I know you are, so let's get you started. You need to talk to Hilal and Driss. Driss should already have made the arrangements for your bike, and Hilal will share something, well, let's say as useful as it is fun. I think I might suspect what Yadi's saying, but I stay quiet. After that, I suppose we'll see you off. What if I choose the wrong path? I asked Yadi what would become of me if I choose the wrong path. There are no wrong paths, Sable, or right ones. I'll be glad if you chose to stay with the Ibexi, but truth be told, I'll be glad no matter what. I can barely read, so long as you're happy. Whatever you decide, you do so with my blessing. So don't try using me as an excuse to come home early, eh? She knows me. Now go speak with Halal. I'll be there to see you off. And speak to Driss as well. I've told him to arrange your bike with Ciso, but you know how he is. I have something to give you, a compass to help you on your journey. It's the same one I used on my gilding, an artifact, you might say. I take the device in my palm. It fits naturally there, perfectly weighted and crafted. Each component slides together with incredible, satisfying precision. Thank you. I need to complete tasks for Hilal and Driss. I did not realise I'll be reading a lot here. Oh boy. Corona Kesa, how you doing, dude? Hope you're doing well, and thank you for dropping in, and thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. I've not seen this game before. What's it about? I have no idea either. I should probably note in the title that it's a blind playthrough. Lots of HUD interfaces or elements on the corners there. Maybe the 19 is time of day. And it's pointing me to where I need to go. Hello, what's your story? As I approach Halal, they give me an enthusiastic wave. I've always appreciated Halal's verve and vigour, and on a day like this, I think I'm ready to match it, with a touch of nerves for balance. Sable, take this. Halal hands me a small, round stone. As it nestles into my palm, I feel a warmth not borrowed from Hilal's hands, but emanating from within. I run my thumb over it and find it softly electric, like static on cloth. What is this? I try to sound less confused than I am, but ask Halal what this is. Oh, Sable, you can't leave without it. What I've just given you is a gilding stone. Gliding stone, shit. Gliding stone, not gilding. What do you feel? I tell Halal that I feel... fuzziness? Then you're doing it right. What you feel in that stone is openness. I look at the stone. it seems quite closed. Gliding stones are vessels for the perpetual. They suck up its power like little sponges and hold it there for you to channel. Right now, it's empty or dormant and waiting for you to fill it up. I ask how I can do this. Take it to the temple ruins at the edge of the canyon. You'll be able to activate it there. Allow claps their hands twice and bobs a little. I appreciate their good mood at a time like this. Come back to me once that's done. I want to hear all about it. As I'm about to leave, Halal stops me. I haven't left yet, but whatever. Oh, you haven't got your bike yet, have you? It's a bit of a trek to the temple, so go see Driss. He was meant to get that ready for you, yes? I remember Yardi's words now, and tell Halal I'll go and see Driss. Oh boy, my voice is going to be fucked within the next 5 minutes, I can already tell. Activate the gliding stone at the altar, which is over there, but... let's follow that quest. And that tells me to go that way and that way, got us. What is this? Postbox, logging in. Hello, Sable. Unread messages, 0. Have a good day. I need to give my voice a moment. Have a day, Mr. Postbox. The postbox is so cheerful. Though I've told myself not to be too eager, it's all I can do not to race up to Driss. Driss is the camp manager. He's been difficult to get a hold of lately, but now I strongly suspect that he's been working on my bike in secret. Perhaps it's extra beautiful or has some custom feature. What will its name be, I wonder? How fast will it go? Will my legs feel sore or will I get used to it? Driss turns with a bit of a start. Sable, hello? Yardi sent me to speak with you, I can barely read. Did she? What about? I tell him it was about something special and then make a leading gesture, slowly, trying to be perfectly cool and confidential. But I can't do it. I'm too keen and the words spill out. I asked Driss if he might, sort of, possibly, maybe, have a bike for me. Your bike? He yells it like it's an idea he just had. Your bike? Yes, of course, right, yes, your bike. That I was meant to... that I prepared for you. Because today is your... gliding. Driss nods along with me. Yes, of course, right. Yes, I do have that. My blood runs cold. Has he forgotten? By which I mean I arranged it for you. In a... well, it's sort of a tutorial for you. Oh god, really, game? Yes, exactly, a learning experience. Okay, I'm losing it. You see, Sable, before one can ride their own bike, own their own bike, whatever, they must prove that they can ride a bike by taking a test ride on a different bike. I think about it and find I've never heard of that part of the gliding, but Driss does seem earnest, sort of. So instead of worrying about your bike, I'd like you to try this bike as a test. Driss gestures to the sandcutter at his side. It's quite old and a little shabby. A tester if ever I saw one. Ever I've seen one. I can't read. I'll give it a go. Really? I mean, yes, good. Be gentle though, this sandcutter's older than Yardi. You treat her with respect. Now, ride the bike through the ring and back. And here's some advice for you, my young glider. Don't fall off. Don't lose your bike when you're not running it. Your hover bike will appear as a blue icon on your compass. Ride to sandcutter, it's definitely not a test, alright. I'll try. Oh my god. Ghost Croatia, how you doing? Hope you're doing well tonight. Coronet Cassie, you should have some water with you. The thing is, it doesn't really help. Ibex camp, alright. Square gets on. Accelerate, strafe, steer, and get off. Alright, so strafe is actually a toggle. Like at the moment it's holding R2 doesn't really move me forward. So left and right, up and down doesn't really move me anywhere, it just rotates. But if I push X, we can actually move around like this. Side to side and forward and back. But if I switch into drive mode, then I have to accelerate to move forward. Let's go speak to Driss. I return to Driss, who somehow manages to seem caught off guard. That's a weird sentence, despite knowing I was coming. Sable, congratulations! How was your first pre-glide ride? Any strange rattles? Unexplained hissing? Small fires? What do you mean fires? Surely you'd notice if you're on fire, even a little bit. Was that a possibility? Well, obviously it didn't happen, so I think we're fine. Everything sounded normal. Well, the sandcutter must like you then. It's usually a little more temperamental with new riders. But you're not even a little bit on fire. Have you already been by Hilal? I have indeed. Oh, right. I'd nearly forgotten about Hilal and thanked Driss for the reminder, before at least nudging him a little about the bike. I asked him if I'll still be getting one. Okay, it's about thou must. Well, you're getting the use of this sandcutter. That's something, eh? You can borrow it to run your little errands. My little errands? And Hilal's got something to show you too. Help you out with more of that mobility you're after. With my confidence in this exercise only lightly tarnished, I thank Driss very much for his help and his bike, and I depart for Hilal. We're not getting a special bike, we're just getting that thing. Right, well... who are you and what's your story? How is it Sima managed to contain so much chaos and verve in so small a form? Even now there is something troublesome being dreamed up behind that mask. I know it. Treasure. Red dye. The dye bottle for the colours of the Ibexi red bike. Do I need to go to the temple now? I do. I've got to go there. I'm assuming that thing moving there is related to day-night cycle, shadows and whatnot. I assume that's where I'm going, up there. Although, I guess I need to go around the other side. Let's see if we can climb up there. Nothing around that side, okay. So I came from somewhere over here. A large map, okay. That's terrifying. Those remind me of loading screens for whatever reason. Whoa. Right, no stamina meter here. Never mind. We're not getting back up there. The stone thrums like the beats of a heart as I approach the altar. Am I afraid? Yes and no. I am ready for Rohana to know me. I am ready to know myself. I feel her curiosity in this sacred place. I know I am in her sight. That's a stone we picked up from Halal. We have color. We have a space ball that will hopefully protect us from the elements and the outside world in general. Whoa. Going up. Show Halal the activated gliding stone, so we need to get out of here. Gliding. Press and hold X to glide in midair. Okay. So if I let go, I can hold it again and we can reactivate it in midair. Nothing down there, although I see a ladder there, so... Maybe if we fall, we have to climb back up there somehow and then get up here, climb up, and then... That would make sense, I guess. Alright, so I've picked up 20 diamond things. What are they? No idea. I wonder how much else I've missed already. And or whether it's essential for the platinum. Alright, so I've done what I came here to do, so let's get out of here. I suspect we're going to need to upgrade that bike. We're not going to get another one. Yardy greets me warmly. Hello, little glider. It's so strange getting called that. I tell Yardy how strange it is being called Glider instead of Sable or even Clanchild. Just tries to get you used to it. She seems to really like it, and maybe I like it too. My little glider. Once again, I feel like we've made some poor life decisions. Halal, what do you think of this stone? When I return to Halal, it's clear they know what I've just experienced. They're excited on my behalf in a way that makes me miss them before I've even left. Here's my words. So check them out, his gods, or check them out rather. Check out their left leg. I don't even think that's a prosthetic, it's like a robotic leg. Isn't it incredible? How does it feel? Exciting, true freedom. I tell Halal that hovering is exciting and ramble for a moment about all the things I'll be able to do when I'm out there in the world. Most of them involve me falling on my head and not getting hurt, but I'm sure I'll come up with more in practice. Right? You can do anything you want. We Fable 3 now. Halal's mood doesn't darken, but the sigh they let out holds a bit of sorrow. You're very lucky, you know. I miss it so much, that feeling, just floating on the breeze. But I suppose it's best that it fades with age, Or else I might have never come back from my gliding. I'd just be out there heaving myself into chasms. I wish we could all do it. I tell Halal I wish it was something that we could keep perpetually. So this is temporary. So do I, Sable, so do I. I know people manage to keep it up, but I don't know that I've got the time to practice as much as they do. It takes a really serious focus. Halal laughs, even if there's a bit of regret in it. And I certainly haven't got that. Still, I suppose gliding wouldn't mean much if it were all gains and no loss, I think about that, but decide that there is already too much loss on my mind to consider it much further. I am saying goodbye to my clan, my family, my home, my childhood. To lose the perpetual is a sacrifice for another time. You're going to love it out there, Sable, even when you don't. My advice, try and have fun. There's a lot to be said about ritual and independence and all of that out there, but the world's an easier place if you put joy first. I thank Halal for their advice and for their help, and tell them I'll miss them. It'll be over before you know it. A warning and a reassurance, all in one. I say goodbye to Halal. There. Before I go, Halal gestures me towards the tower. It seems Ciso wishes to see me before I leave the clan. Can we really not come back here? Tried setting myself on fire, it did not work. There's so much here. As she looks out across the landscape, Zeki's shoulders sag a little. I wonder what she's thinking about. Something on your mind? Zeki's voice is weakly incredulous. I don't know how she's done it. That's Ilaria over there. I follow her gaze to a little speck in the distance, which I now understand is her daughter, Ilaria. Do you want me to get her back? Zeki shakes her head. No, she's fine, and I'll get her. I'm just... She shrugs. Parenting. I suppose I'll know more about that when I'm older. The balloon was more fun than the person in it. Yeah, there's a balloon up there somewhere. Never mind, it's right there. I approached the cartographer. Ah, greetings, child. I saw you looking longingly at my great balloon. Quite a piece of work, isn't she? She really is. I nod enthusiastically. It really is an impressive vessel. However nervous I get imagining being up there all alone. I wonder if anyone's ever fallen off of one. I'm sure we can do that. Best not to ask right now. Well, good to meet you. Oh, I should introduce myself. I'm Jordan. I'm probably mispronouncing all these names and I don't care. I tell him I'm Sable. Suppose if you come all this way to see me, it's probably a map you're after, eh, Sable? I would love a map. I tell the cartographer I'd love a map. Of course you would. That'll be 50 cuts. To my ears, it's a fair price for a map, but too expensive for a pre-gliding glider with empty pockets. I'll tell Jordan I'll be back. Or does he ask Yardi for some money? Farewell, child. Alright, so we can do that at least. There's a person down near the hay bales on the left as well. Give me some money. I tell Yardi that the cartographer wants 50 cuts for a map of the Iwa. Iwa? Whatever. I try to hedge the way I speak about this, as I'm not entirely sure whether that's too much, not enough, or precisely its value. She tells me not to worry. Here's some money to get you going on your journey. Use it mostly wisely, and then a little unwisely when the mood strikes. It's good to know the value of money, but you never want to be ruled by it. I thank Yardi effusively and head out on my way. There is a lesson there. The reality is, I don't think we can all abide by it just because of our circumstances. May I have a map, sir? Greetings, child. I'll buy that map. Perfect. Let's trade then. Alright, 220. She gave us 200. We're going to spend 50 on a map of the era sold by members of the Cartography Guild. Also, I can sell. How many would I like to buy? Just one, please. Nothing left for you. I thank Jordan for the era map and all its vast possibilities. Something about this makes it feel more real. Good luck on your gliding, Sable. I still remember mine. And ask how it was. Short. I knew since I was a boy that cartography was for me, but I spent a little extra time out there just to enjoy the world. Speaking of, keep an eye on scars, eh? Plenty of my colleagues out there, and they'll have war maps to sell you from Hakoa to the Sodic Waste. Thank Jordan for the tip and say goodbye. To unlock a piece of the map, you can navigate to the map screen in the pause menu. Once you have visited a place, you can fast travel to that location using the map screen. Your hover bike will also travel with you. Alright, well, nothing's labelled on there, but that's something, I guess. Right now I'm just trying to identify the temple where I went. That's where we started. Oh my god, I'm so lost right now. The bike's around there. We went roughly in this direction here, so the temple must be somewhere around there, but I don't see it at all. Oh boy. Alright, let's keep looking around. So what is my next actual objective? I've already forgotten. CISO. Climbing the tower. Some more cuts. CISO is an outclanner to the Ibexi, but I've known her for nearly as long as I can recall, and think of her more as a kind of distant relation than any sort of outsider. Mechanists, I'm told, are given their posts, and by their training and their code, must go to where they are needed. But CISO has been among us so long that it's easy to forget its assignments first and foremost. A mechanist. As far as any of us are concerned, she is one of us. I think there is a perception among the other clans that the Ibexi are quite insular, and that our designation of Ibexi versus our clanners suggests some nervous othering of those who are unlike us. That's a weird sentence. But in practice, such things are more the result of our nomadic nature. We seek to know who will travel with us, and who we must leave behind, but all are welcome to join. And I'm always pleased that CISO did. Sable, how do you do, clan child? I can only think of one thing. Excited for my bike. CISO has a throaty quality to her voice and it rumbles through her mask when she laughs. She is quite a serious person most days, and I am always torn between pride and alarm when I manage to make her chuckle. Yes, Yardi told me how excited you were. CISO sniffs. She also told me Driss would be coming along to get your bike together, but I think he may have... I knew it. What? I hadn't meant to say that out loud, so I tell her I was just clearing my throat. I don't begrudge Driss his forgetfulness. Were I tasked with so many odds and ends, I might be just as scattered. And besides, this will be good for you. I want you to scavenge the hover park. What kind of word is that, random? I want you to scavenge Scavenge. I said at the start of the stream I was very tired. I meant it. I want you to scavenge the hoverbike parts yourself. I'm going to make my own hoverbike. Yay me. I asked Caesar if I'm expected to do that. No, you are not going to make your hoverbike. You are going to build your own hoverbike. What is the difference? To make suggests you are creating something, but your bike already exists. They simply haven't taken form yet. Here, take this. Caesar hands me the navigator. This is a navigator. You can use it to mark waypoints on your compass. It should be useful in finding the old parts. I asked Caesar where I might start looking. Our bikes are reborn in the ruined ships in fragments spread apart. A good start will be the ship down there near the camp. You'll find another up on that great rock near the other side of the canyon. And I was just looking there, and another behind the old dam on the hill. Use your navigator to mark that down if you need. You need to gather a control panel, a power supply, and a calibrator. I will be back before you know it. I tell Caesar I'll see you soon and head off in search of the components. Together, we will create something new out of the old. Oh wow. Press R1 to use the navigator to mark interesting landmarks. On a compass, you can also add and remove markers from the map screen. I didn't catch all that, but okay. So I think you said there was one over there as well. One over there. And one on that ship. All right. I'll go check them out to give my voice a bit of a break. So we're not done here by a long shot. There's plenty of people we can speak to here, I think. There's one down there near the hay bales. And there's probably other people around as well. I can't tell if this is supposed to be a spaceship or a ship or some combination of both. The exterior made it look like a ship hull or something, but this is more high-tech than I was imagining. There's nothing of use to be found in the ship, but I notice a blinking light flashing on the dashboard of the cockpit. Push the button. A voice crackles from the machinery in front of me. It sounds like a recording. It's barely audible. Stop messing about with those buttons, you absolute idiot. Sorry, Ramen. Concentrate. I don't think I have to remind you how much work it was to get this far. We're almost there. Alright, let's see if what that old machinist holds us. I can't read. Holds up. If not, there'll be hell to pay. I hear the sound of mechanical adjustments being made. 3 clicks. Buttons being pressed, perhaps? Okay, when I push this orange thing, pull that lever. Hard. Yes, Ramen. The sound of a click and a loud grunt before a snapping sound. Oh, on Rahana's mask. Not that hard, he torn it out. I've seen that name before, but I don't recall where. Suddenly, the speakers are filled with static and a low rumble that gradually increases in pitch. And then the sounds of someone cheering. It worked! We're flying. More cheering. Is that the sound of someone dancing? Okay, let's focus. This thing is moving fast. We need to slow it down a bit. How do we do that, Ramen? Let me check the machinist's notes. I can't read that. A long pause, the rumbling static sound that started playing when the ship took off is still increasing in pitch. Ramen? That lever timer. The one he just ripped out. We're going too fast, we're going to crash, we need to try to... The recording cuts off there. I don't suppose I can find a broken lever somewhere around here. And you are? Are you looking for a calibrator? I am immediately on guard. Simon has always been a mischief maker and taken tremendous pleasure in tormenting me. In theory, I am older, more experienced, and should be more than able to withstand it. In practice, won't find it here. I've hidden it. You'll never find it. Never, never. She never fails to get to me. May I please have it? I decide to be gentle and I ask her, may I please have it? May I please have it? She mimics me terribly, all high and screechy. Despite my best efforts, I seethe. Oh well, too bad. Maybe you'll find it on your own. But I don't think so. Simon laughs off my irritation, but I'm not going to give her the satisfaction. I cross my arms and try to effect a change. I'll give you the calibrator. I put out my hand, proud of myself for standing tall before Simon. If you give me some beetles. That's a fair trade, isn't it? Something you want for something I want. I try to decide if it's more mature to push her over and steal the calibrator, or to acquiesce. But then I simply stifle a sigh rather, and shake her little hand. Perhaps some of the adults in the camp know where I can find some. Can I run the kid over? No. I don't even recognize this part of the camp. We're not even asking for the beetles, we're asking how to catch the beetles. I can't pat the whatever it is. Alright, what's your story? Umar is a man of few words, and he's nothing if not consistent. Good. You, Yardi? I can ask about catching beetles for that awful little Sima. Do you know where I can find some beetles? I think we know where our hiding place is, but I'll be nice. There's a nest of beetles just east of here. You can't just walk up to one and catch it though. There's some seeds growing on the rocks around the nest. Drop a seed on the floor, and the beetle will start eating it. Then you can sneak up and grab it. Yardi greets me warmly. I think we've seen that. We've seen that. Okay, we're heading east. So east is this way. I've got to get the bike, don't I? Maybe I can navigate this camp without having to dismount. That would speed things up. Dude, forgot my bike. Okay. Did I miss the entrance, or maybe it's over there? I do see that pipe above me. No. Right, I can't tell if that's a cave entrance, that I'm wall hacking there, or something else, but how do we proceed here? So what have we here? We're actually near another point here, so... Okay, never mind, I see. I was going to take a detour, but I'm already distracted by one thing. Let's do one thing at a time. Not going in the correct direction at all. Okay, that does look quite promising. So there are seeds around here, which I've got to be honest, I don't even recognize. Alright, I've got to admit I'm not seeing them. I'm in the right place for sure. Definitely not getting close to them without distracting them first, so I've got to find these seeds. Wherever they are. I kind of feel like I should be able to dig these things up, but I am pushing every button that I know to push and I can't. Can I creep up like this? No, absolutely not. Okay, what am I missing? A yellow elephant's beetle. Alright, it took me long enough to figure that out, but got there in the end. Right, you do that. If the Beatles to Sima, she likes to play somewhere. I didn't read all that. Right, so while I'm on this side of the map, I may as well check out this other area. I was told to come here for a pass. Sorry, don't mind me just rubbing my eye. I've been better lately. What have we here? It's a damn wall. Do not climb up there. I mean, we can glide, but that would be... It seems like it would be very dangerous. Let me try checking out these areas before I go back. More money. Some sort of control panel. I think that's a plant beyond there, but it might be moving. What's the best way to get over there? Probably just to jump like this and then climb up. I couldn't tell if that was animal, mineral, vegetable, or other. Yeah, I can get back up there. We have a ladder. That goes around a long way. That strikes me as odd. There's so many boats around here. Or boats, ships. Whatever they are. That, I guess, goes in here. Can I go around here and then up? No, it looks a bit high to scale. Swing carcass puzzle god, indeed. I mean, it's that sort of intuition that got me through the entirety of Blueprints, but no help from chat whatsoever. We could maybe get on top of that, maybe. If I can be able to glide from there. Or maybe I can just climb up here. Okay, we can't climb up metal surfaces, guys. Atomic control panel off. Okay. That's what we came here for. Nothing else? Yeah, I think that's too high to climb. Can I get a good starting jump here or not? Yeah, that's too high. I could maybe get up there later, but I think it's unlikely. Let me go over here. It's a long run, but I feel there'll be something hiding here, even if it's just a chest with money. You can do it, Sable. I believe in you. Oh boy. Maybe. Yeah. Not that way. Right, what's that? It's got little wings or horns. They're wiggling, so I assume it's friendly. That is a chum egg. Offered up by chums when planting themselves into the ground, perfectly smooth and hard as a rock, these eggs seem to float with how light they are. There must be a good place to deliver these. Yeah, I was wondering what these things up on the top right and bottom left were. The bottom left appears to be the timer. Yeah, there's something ahead, man. That's where I need to drop said chum egg. I'll look at it in the inventory in just a moment. Looks like a shrine of some sort. It's a general item, whatever the hell that is. Money? Yes, that's all. 20 carts. Alright. I think that might be it for this area. Sorry, Chan, just need to check something really quickly. Don't like interrupting the stream like this, but I just need to see how long this sale goes for on GOG. So there's something I've been meaning to purchase, but I just remembered about it right now. It's not going to tell me. Yeah, give me 2 minutes, chat. Hopefully you can't see my screen. Can you see my credit card details here? I hope not. that is the right credit card, isn't it? Fuck, where's my wallet? Give me a minute. This is the last thing that I wanted to do, but it's probably for the best to take a break. 1 minute. Well, let me just put in my CVC, which is 123. All right, that's done. The backlog just got a little bit longer. Sorry, I just remembered that I had to do it right there and then. I meant to do it when I got home from work, but I completely forgot until this very moment. All right, so what was I doing? So hopefully you don't have my credit card details. If you do, please let me know ASAP. Or not. You can have some fun with it before I track you down and do what I'm going to do to you. Can we get on top of that from here? I don't think so, but I want to check. What are we buying? I just bought myself another points and click game from GOG. That was on sale. It's on my wish list, and I've got to pick it up until this very moment. What game is it? You'll find out. I will record it at some points, although I've been warned that I'm going to need to have to potentially cut some of the content for YouTube because it will not like it. Okay, we're not making that jump. Let's go over there. Also, if you're saying what are we buying as in what are you buying, you're allowed to buy whatever you like. Until I find out, and then I'll hunt you down and kill you. What's over here? It's looking like nothing. Although that is something. Okay, those markers have disappeared. Let's grab my bike. I think it was here. Yep. Simon, I've got your beetles. I feel embarrassingly vindicated as I hand Simon the beetles, but rather than gloat, she hands me the calibrator and begins to cry. What have I done? You're leaving! You're leaving and you'll never come back! Let's be a good girl. She blows her nose and then wipes her hand on her tunic. Yara never came back after the last gliding. Aren't you sad? You were her friend. I miss her too. There's been a letter here and there, but it is always to us rather than to me. I'm not bitter, but I hope not to be like that. Please don't go. I tell Simon not to worry, that I will be back sooner than she knows, and I'm sure she pouts behind the mask. And I add that if I am not back sooner than she knows, then she will be ready for her gliding by then, and she can come bother me herself. Promise? I say yes. Good. Then I suppose I can come see you off. I thank her and say goodbye for now. Yeah, this very much sounds like a coming of age thing. That looks sus. It looks very high up. I don't think I'm making that. Hell, I know I'm not making that. Maybe I can actually. Wow, okay. Another one. What do we do with these? I don't think we're going this way. I suspect that's the way out of this region. To a land beyond, perhaps. We're told to look at this tall rock here. Where was the temple that I went? I'm very confused. Where was it? I don't recall seeing that pipe, so I assume it was around here. Yeah, it was over this way, wasn't it? So it's directly ahead of me. That thing was a temple there, okay. I barely recognize that, or I can't tell what it is on the map. Definitely going up here, I can see the ramps. What looks like part of another ship, maybe? Oh. I've got no idea if I can die or blow this thing up. There's got to be something there. But getting there is going to be a pain in the ass because I need to jump off the bike and then jump and then... Can I even get up there? I can, but then I can't go up here. Yeah, I can potentially get over there and check it out, but doing so is going to be a pain because I need to dismount the bike and then check it out and then climb back up there. Although I could probably just climb back the way I came. Whatever. Let's go check out this area first. I could jump across there, maybe. I think the best way in is to climb that wall. Nearly. Just making sure there's nothing behind me. I know us. The hell was that noise? Sounds like fireworks going off or something. We're here now, was. I have the power supply. Whatever's going on here, it's still powered. There's still power running through those cables. I really want to check that ship out. I reckon there'll be something there. Can I go up any further? No, I can't climb that. I'm trying, but I can't climb it. I suppose the way down is to follow those cables. Right, I see that. Anything nice? Cuts. A cache of 100 cuts, made from metal harvested from crashed ships. They have holes punched through the middle where a rope can be slid through for easy and convenient transportation. But why would there be a chest here containing 100 of them? Once again, I'm overthinking things, so I should just shut up and play the game. Right, where's my bark? Below me. Right, for the last time, I'll check this out and then we'll head back to the village. And I think this is the only active quest that I've got, so we'll hand it in and see if we can upgrade this bike somehow. Where was it? Right, I should be able to just climb back up when I'm done. I can see it already. Still don't know why we need them, but I dare say I'll find out. Right, please. Nice. That's all I need to do. Okay, let's head back. Unless I see something else which looks interesting, like that right there. Is there a way up? No. I'll go around further to the right if needed. I think it's going to be needed. No, just in time. Where was it? Come here, another mysterious thing. A signpost. I thought it might have been a marker, or well, a signpost is a marker, but maybe something denoting the cancel limits or something. I don't know. Oh, let me up. Ciso, I have the parts. I return to Ciso with the parts, and it's as she waves me over that I feel a pang of sadness in my chest. When will I see her again once I'm gone? Well done, Sable. Yes, this is everything we need. Are you ready to assemble a bike of your own? I'm ready. But saying that there's things I need to do first, I guess that's basically a point of no return. Ciso relaxes in the workshop. It isn't that she is particularly rigid or anxious ordinarily, but there's a certain calm beauty that one only truly appreciates when Ciso is in her element. I wonder if it's this way for all mechanists. What you must understand, Sable, is that the components you acquired, they fit together. Not by chance, not by effort, but by nature. They belong to her. They have always belonged to her. All we are doing is assembling her from what she has already been. I nod and feel a soft buzzing in my ears. Among my clan, we believe that machines have names, held for ages like deep secrets, unheard by those unequipped to listen. We will find this one's name together. What is this music? What do you need me to do? Gliding bike booster. Gliding bike fronts. To be clear, I've got no idea what I'm doing. Gliding bike wings. Are we assembling it? I'm not fond of whatever that front is. Listen. Ciso tilts her head a moment, leaning closer to Simoon. All at once I know the hoverbike's name, Simoon. I say it in a whisper to let Ciso know. Simoon. C-Moon. Well done, Sable. What sort of name is that? I asked Ciso what sort of name it is and if it speaks to any particular clan or culture, and it said creature. If it does, then I do not know it. Perhaps you will find out on your journey. Ciso shrugs, mostly to herself. Or perhaps you won't. But I hardly think it matters. You are bonded all the same. I tell Simoon that I'm eager to know her better, and Ciso looks quite proudly at the both of us. You are ready then for the gliding. May all the gods turn their faces from you, Sable. An odd blessing perhaps, but Ciso is prone to such things and I can read in her tone that it was meant quite sweetly. You must learn to listen to Simoon, to care for her. Seek out my fellow machinists on your travels, Sable. They will teach you the art of machine whispering. I prefer dog whispering, but whatever. Oh, and here, take this machinist's badge. It's a machinist badge. You'll meet plenty of ilk on your gliding rather. Show them your worth, and they'll give you more badges. I thank Ciso twice for good measure, and give a bow. I am ready. Speak to Yardi about the final ceremony. Yeah, at this point we were told to confirm that because it means we can't use the bike anymore, I guess. Unless it's just in the center of town there. No messages. Yeah, the bike's still here, so I don't know. I guess all I could do here maybe is look around for any more of these weird charm egg things. Look around for any more cuts which are hiding in the environments. Am I gonna fall down? No. But unless there's something hiding over there maybe, or over there. I don't know. We checked that out. We've been there. There'll be more around here and I know it, but at this point so I'm ready to move on. Alright, so the final part of the ceremony. I return to Yardi with a new lightness, and it makes the weight of my departure feel heavier still. What a strange day. Sable, is that a badge you've got there? Ciso gave it to me. I tell Yardi that Ciso gave you the badge. Then he must have earned it. Well done. I give a bow of thanks. Well, Sable, if you keep this up, you'll be headed for the Masked Caster in no time. I tried to think about going to a Masked Caster, but it seems impossibly far away. Imagine choosing what I want to be. Imagine choosing what I want to be forever. I know what you're thinking, but don't worry about it. You'll get plenty of badges when you're out there, and once you've got 3 alike, you can trade it in for that mask. But don't feel like your first mask is your final choice. The gliding is about freedom and exploration. I suggest you claim as many masks as you wish. Only at your final ceremony will you be asked to choose one. How? You'll have to feel it out, but when you know, you'll know. Now. The tone of her now puts the butterflies back in my stomach and I completely flood that read, but whatever. With all of this done, there is only one thing left. It's time then, isn't it? Time to walk through the face door at the Temple of Rohana. There, you'll assemble your gliding mask. And go. There are things I wish to convey to Yardi here, depths of love and gratitude and fear and worry and hope. And though I find myself unable to speak any of it in words, I know she understands. Before you leave, child, I made you these. They are dyed with the traditional ibexy maroon, and I hope provide you great comforts out in the desert. When you leave today, you will no longer be Sable, clan child of the ibexy. You will simply be Sable, and the rest will come. But no matter what you are, no matter where your journey takes you, I will always know you. I will always love you. And I will see you again. I don't know where my journey will end, but I know where it must begin. And I am ready. We're going back to where we started, okay? I think I'll walk. It'll give me a chance maybe to check out, well, I won't. I could just bring the bike, couldn't I? I'm tired. Anything over here? Yes, there's a ship directly ahead. I should have brought the bike. That was a mistake. I apologise. All of my consent, blah, blah, blah. Anything in here? Nothing, okay. Anything on this side? Just thinking about how this game appears to be designed though, I can't imagine that we'll never come back here. Like, we're going to leave this area, go out into the wide world, but I can't imagine we're locked out. Can I have that sword, pretty please? Wow. I can't tell if this here is supposed to be a tent or armor for its head or something else. That's kind of gnarly. Right, what have we here? It wasn't worth it, honestly. Alright, so let's go to the temple. Let's go back to the start again and do this gliding ceremony. The giant face of Rohana. We could not guess in here earlier, we can now. Right, so there's a few ways we can get back up. Just looking for secrets down here before I start climbing. I think we're heading for that statue with the bow and arrow or whatever it was. Activating something, and then after that, who knows? There's probably many paths up here, although I see that we couldn't jump from there, so maybe that was the way up? Right, so I'm here. I don't see anything I can activate, but if I step on this, something will happen. Going down. So I just went up there. Okay, I see 3 platforms, not 2. Anything down here? Just when I was holding it there, but no, that's bad. Can I go up here? No. But climb this and then drift over, or glide over, and then go further up. Hell. Okay, I can't reach that one above me. Even if I had made the jump, I could go over here and then work my way up. Can I go up there? No, that's blocked off. Wrong button. The problem with this is that circle is sprint and X is jump, so I'm playing claw. And me playing claw resulted in me pushing the wrong button there. Not the first mistake I've made so far, but that's the first time I'm saying it. Okay. Number 3. I'm guessing that's going to activate the ulcer in front of it. The gliding mask. They're so happy. I mean, that one's missing half of its body and half of its head and half of its neck and esophagus and everything else that needs to survive, but they look so happy. Ibexi mask. Return to camp. The ones particular to the Ibexi are made from the skull of a mountain goat. Alright, making some progress. This playthrough is going to take me longer than 20 hours because I'm reading everything. Or reading everything, flooding my lines, and then rereading it. I do wonder how large this game actually is though, whether it's going to be a 25 to 30 hour platinum. That was a switch, never mind. I was wondering what that ladder was doing there. I don't see anything wiggling around, let's just go. Where is everyone? Logging in. Hello, Sable. Yardi's voice echoes strangely through the machine, yet still it warms me. There. Well, Sable, this is it. By the time you hear this, we will have gone. The gliding is a journey that must begin alone. They left? What the hell? There is a certain nuance lost in transmission, and for that I am grateful. It would be far too much to hear the cracks in her voice and not run weepily into her arms to stay forever. But I am ready, and so I close my eyes and listen. But though you go by yourself, you are not without friends. You are not without family. You are not without love. These things you will always carry with you as you do your mask. And I know I'm not supposed to do this, but if I were you, I might go and see Utari. They're the mechanist at Burns Oak Station and among CISO's closest friends. Utari's a good contact to have on one's gliding, and a fine way to get another mechanist badge if you're so inclined. Only a suggestion though. As for us, I'll send another message once we've returned to the Ewa, so keep an eye on the post boxes. And try not to forget us. She takes a long breath and I forget that things as easy as breathing could ever exist. The world is waiting, Sable. Good luck. They packed up and left us on our own. Wow. They must have bugged out very quickly. Also, why am I walking here and not picking up Simoon? Call out. Oh, hey, Rich. Right, well, so far this doesn't seem all that much better than the previous one, although it is a bit smoother feeling, like there's less vibration in the controller. The door is open now. Title card. I didn't want to talk over the music. A little framey there, game. We're at Hercules Beetle Nest, which is now marked on the map. So, yeah, I can fast travel there with the X button like that. Alright, well, I'm not sure where I should be going. I should speak to Yutari. Yep, I did. I saw that, but I didn't want to talk over it. Alright, well, let's go check out the market then. Yeah, during that I was looking left to right to just see if I could find any wiggling things or caches or anything else. Nothing so far apart from that place called the Hercules Beetle Nest, which I don't know if that's a town or a hostile area or something else. I've got no idea. I can fast travel. Oh god, this place is massive. I don't know how many areas we can actually explore here. Like this area here, this top left area, this may be locked off to us. I don't know. Maybe we can only explore this inner area. Although it looks like maybe we can go over to this right hand side. I don't know. Oh boy. I'll do some research on this overnight and see just how large this is because I'm intimidated. This is an angler's hut though, and Swim Carcass is currently in chat, so I won't be stopping here. Maybe tomorrow we'll check that out. That balloon looks very promising. Because that's a cartographer and they could sell me a map perhaps. The question is, how do I reach you? I can maybe jump up from the right hand side there. Which honestly is looking like a very good idea. Okay, we're going up this way. No idea if we can actually increase our stamina over time, or whether it's going to remain constant for the entire game. I'll do some research. Okay. I think that might be too far though. If it is, maybe I can go down and to the left, although at this stage I think it's too late unless I glide down. Just. Alright, so what's your story? I greet the cartographer shyly, a little cowed by how alone we are up here, and how intimate that sometimes feels, despite it being so much a part of my gliding. She responds with what sounds like a warm smile. Hello there, glider. Thanks for taking the time to climb all the way up here. Surveying gets a little lonely sometimes, you know. I tell her I do, given how lonely I can get on the sand sometimes. I hope Simoon doesn't hear. So then, what is it you need? Can I buy a map? Of course. It's cheap. A map with a sand sea. We Ibexi spend most of our time in these scorching sands. And a cartographer's badge. It's traded by cartographers. It's often quite a journey to get to them, but the views are incredible and they are always worth speaking to about the local area. I'll get it, but I don't understand why. Thanks, glider. Goodbye. Yeah, look at this ridge here. I suspect that might be the natural corner of the map, although look at this. There's no ridge here. Oh no. There's a path leading into there. Oh, fuck, okay. I should probably just shut the hell up. Let me head north to that thing, and then I'll head west over to whatever this place was called. I've already forgotten. Burns Oak Station. There are lights there, so I'd say someone's living in that hull. Or whatever it is. Come here. This is not how the core function is supposed to work. Really? I'm confused, but okay. Maybe I need to be further away from it. That's quite odd. That's shadow, though. Yeah, this thing ain't moving. Although, look where it's positioned. Oh, come on. This has to be a fast travel point. It can't not be. Right, there's a way inside there. Atomic disposal. Definitely doesn't sound dangerous at all, and I think we should check it out immediately. Maybe there'll be another bike part in there. Nearly said ship part. Alright, let's park you here. Although, wait, what is that? Don't know if that's an engine nacelle or something else. Looks fairly inaccessible either way. I could maybe get in from the top, but I can't get up that high just yet. Alright, let's go check this area out. No, not that. The Dunboyne. Alright, there's our fast travel points. This looks interesting enough that I want to check it out right now. Right, tab A goes into slot B, but how do I reach tab A? Like so. Whoa. Okay. Once again, we have tab A, or slot B rather. I do wonder if we could grab tab A once we're done though. Like, could I maybe grab that one up here and put it in here instead of... I can, so I could maybe go back up there and grab that one. If I need it for whatever reason. Two doors here look open. Or interactable maybe. Alright, this is kind of freaky, but okay. What's the purpose of that? I'm trying to think of any way I could bring the other tab in there, but I can't. We can't climb back up there, can we? No. Right, not sure why I did that. I do see we can maybe get in that thing from above. Where am I going? Where did I come out, actually? I came out just behind it, okay. Interesting. Yeah, look at that. I could maybe leave that open and then bring this down. I think I will, because we've established we've got an exit down there. And I might need this in just moments in this area here. Although it looks like I can't throw it up there, so maybe that's a complete waste of time. Or maybe what I do is, no, that doesn't help me because I've got one down here and I can't move it. Maybe I move it outside. I don't know. Let's take a look in here. What have we got? I can get across there, but I can just go up those stairs and behind that gate. I'll climb this? No. I have scrap metal. It's a quest item. Collected by scrappers for use in a variety of ways, from repairing bikes and other mechanized goods to producing cuts, scavenged from ancient ships and can be traded at the scrapyard at Burns Oak Station. Alright, so I'm most likely sequence breaking this. No idea what you're doing in here, but okay, fine. Okay. I see how to do parts of it, but not all. Okay, never mind, I can't jump. How far can I throw that? Not terribly far. I could potentially throw it up to that door there, but why? I can see there's the holder over there. There's also something directly above me, which looks very interesting. Let me just drop this here for now. And see what's over here before I start trying to throw us. Like, I don't think we'll be able to throw us over there. That's not going to happen. So, what's in this room? It's something, but I can't interact with it. Okay. Let me think. Not getting through there. That's likely just going to open that door. A little bit late there. Can I get up to that other platform? Oh, what is that? How much did I just pick up? That was worth 5. Right, what is this? I hate my life so much. Okay, what am I trying to do here? I'm trying to get this thing into that slot. So if this thing is perfectly level, can I jump over to it? Never mind, I can't jump. Can I make that throw? No. And that's awful because it means I need to go all the way back up here. Okay. I could potentially... what could I do? Even if I lower it, that won't help, will it? That's about as good as we're going to get. I've got a feeling it's just going to roll off though. Correct? Even if I can do that though, that doesn't help me get it over to that side. Like if I... well, I can't even move it now because that thing's not active. Alright, I'm flummoxed. What am I doing? I could maybe get a second one in here if I can make the throw to get it above the gracing on the other side, but it seems that Sable can't really throw. Let me just try something very quickly. Does this activate the room? There's something in here maybe that I'm missing. Yes. Alright, well that makes it much easier, doesn't it? Oh boy. I'm a puzzle god, and yet I am incredibly dumb. That said, I think reversing that thing to go up that side was kind of tricky. Right, grab you. And we'll plug you in here and be on our merry way. I've got to ask, what are we dealing with here? Are we dealing with aliens, our ancestors? I mean, it definitely looks human. I encounter a strange luminous figure. It greets me before I even have a chance to be frightened. New user found. Hello, please enter your new username. I find myself whispering my own name. It suddenly feels odd in my mouth, like this is the first time I've said it aloud. Welcome, Sable. I've set up a new account for you. I ask the mysterious figure about themselves. I am this ship's simulated anthropomorphic registry and informational nexus, but you can call me Saren. I ask Saren what they are doing here. I'm not entirely sure, Sable. Most of my data modules appear to be corrupted. I'm attempting access ship records. What? I'm attempting access ship records. There's a word missing there. Saren goes still for a moment. Transferring ship's log to your inbox. You have unread messages, Sable. Oh god, I don't like this thing. Here are your unread messages. Recording 01. The panel blinks to life. Strange markings and symbols I assume to be ancient text spill across the screen as the background colours flash wildly. And then, with a strange buzzing like old fabrics pulling apart, there are voices. Within long-range sensors, Captain, we're picking up some anomalous readings from the upper atmosphere. Could be a plasma storm, but the radiation signature doesn't quite match. Aliens. Maintain approach at current speed. What's our time to destination? 46 Earth hours, give or take. Good. Let's keep an eye on those energy signatures, and get Saren in on it too, for pattern recognition. Captain, we need to purge our reactor soon. If we don't... I know, I'm aware of the risks, Ellis, but I'm not purging in the middle of space. We follow the protocol and... The recording fails and the static continues. A few button pushes brings silence and a screen that looks navigable in some way, but I can't decipher anything. No unread messages. What about the archives? Here are your archive messages. Nothing new there, okay. Historical reconnection. I met an AI named Saren. They played me a message from a long time ago. I should look for more of Saren's terminals. I mean, they're talking about Earth hours, so clearly we've left this planet. Clearly we are on Earth. But I guess this is no place on Earth that we are familiar with. Alright, well I assume this area is done based on that trophy that popped. My only question is, can I get into whatever it is directly ahead of me there? I don't think so unless we can find a way of climbing that thing. Alright, one dungeon done. However many more to go? Just looking at time, I'll probably call the quits in about 20 minutes. It's early, but it's the middle of the week, so I do need to not overdo it. I'll definitely play some more of this later in the week and also on the weekend to try and make some progress. I am somewhat enjoying this. It's very chill. It's not really what I was expecting though, but that's okay. I don't hate this, I don't particularly like it, but it is quite chill, and I will say I am enjoying that aspect of it at least. I kind of like the music in the background, and I like how it looks. That cel-shaded style to it. And that's got to be it here. I'm not impressed by this frame rate though. Oh boy, it is struggling. It was okay when we were in the canyon for most of it, but so now that we're out here, it is really struggling. That tree looks a bit sus, but okay. Is this burnt oak station? I believe it is. You've got bikes of your own. Narrow stalk fig, undoubtedly my favourite fruit. The first thing I would ask for when we pass travelling merchants with the Ibexi. Right, there's a few people we can speak to here. And by that I mean I've seen one. I guess that's our mechanist. I see it. I want it before I speak to anyone. And I can also see another one on the left there, but I've got no idea how he reached that one. That's a long way up. I could maybe climb into that crack in the middle. Maybe I can go around. Yeah, this is probably not going to happen, but I'll try. No, okay. Let's maybe I can land there and then try climbing up. Right, that was a poor takeoff, so let me try that again, but at this stage I'm going to say I don't know how to reach this one. Okay, if I don't reach it now, we're not getting up there. Yeah, we're not getting up there. Alright. Maybe there's a way we can increase our stamina or fly up there. Or maybe we go over from this tree. Wouldn't that be a thing? I could see my shadow all the way as we were gliding there before we reached the tree. Maybe this is what we have to do. Climb this and then glide over. Yeah. Making sure there's nothing else up here before I make that jump. Another one of these which I don't know what to do with. Let's see if this gentleman or gentle lady or gentle them can help me. The guard before me stands tall, her posture shaped by duty, uniform weathered by years. Hello there, young glider. I'm nearly startled by the force of her greeting, but her voice is comforting somehow, warm and welcoming. I greet her with the accidental enthusiasm of a traveller finding a friend. She smiles behind the mask, I think. Always nice to meet a fellow adventurer, especially now. How are you faring so far? The world is big and I feel very small. You say that like it's a bad thing. Isn't it a wonder, the size of it all, that you can spend your whole life wandering and still find more to see? I think about the bored up fabric and smoothed out rock that will make my next pillow, and many to come. My neck aches faintly at the thought of how many nights I'll spend this way. It's possible I'm romanticizing it a little. You see, I'm getting ready to leave on my second gliding. We can do that? Yeah. She reads the confusion in my silence. Did no one tell me of the second gliding? I suppose it isn't a real second gliding, but it's how I'm thinking about it. A chance to see the world again, and how it's changed. I'm an equine guard, you see, or I was an equine guard. As of 3 days ago, I'm officially retired. You should have seen the way the others looked at me. There was a laugh in her voice. All of them were so baffled to see me go, telling me how much I'd missed a big city. A few of them even felt sorry for me. Like, what would I do now that my life's purpose is complete? Can you imagine? I try to, but I can barely muster a view of my purpose's stars, let alone its end. I shake my head. I said, thank you for all the strange condolences, but tomorrow marks the first time in decades that I'll wake up in the morning and have absolutely no idea what lies ahead. And I've never been more excited. Don't get me wrong, I love my work. I even love the noise and trouble of Ecria. But I've spent enough of my time standing around looking hard. It's time to explore. Her glee is infectious. I ask where she'd like to go. I'm heading to the Badlands, I think. I want to see the Bridge of the Betrayed. If you haven't already, you should definitely go and see it yourself. You want the Northern Badlands, southwest of here. I nod, trying to keep the directions in mind, and Elizabeth gives me a little tap. Maybe I'll see you up there. A view from the bridge. The Northern Badlands. So somewhere around there. Ay, 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 ay. Right, well they just yeet it out of here. Nomadic Merchant Bobby. I almost said boy. B-O-I. Glider, welcome. Come view my wares. I would like to trade with you. Smashing. Have a gander at my goods. Bike parts. I can't afford them all and I don't know what's good, so let me hold on that. Till next time, friend. You're not my friend. See you soon. Tell me about this camp, please. This is one of many beetle tent stations around Midden, named after that big old burnt tree over there. Not sure what species an oak is, mind. Burnt tree? There's plenty of characters passing through here. They're all worth a bother if you're on your gliding. Never know what badges and masks you might pick up. Don't be shy. Chat to the tent owners, interrogate the mechanists, and any other people you see around. There's also the scrapper's yard just below the big crane over there. There's a lazy scrapper down there who'll make finding scraps worth your time. See you soon. Yeah, I saw that earlier. That doesn't strike me as burnt, it just strikes me as dead. That's a huge ass beetle, dude. Oh, I can't talk anymore. Whoa. Okay, that was weird. Where can I get a merchant's badge? Merchants aren't liable to just give out badges freely. Your best bet there is to head to Ecria. There's a big market in town there, worth trying to, how do you pronounce that? Arias? Arias? I don't know. Aria's attention if you want to get yourself some merchant's badges. Be careful how you do it, mind. She's not the friendliest customer. Merchant badges. This beetle. He's a big boy, Fred. Don't let his size fool you, though. He's a soppy fella. Loves a snuggle. Won't he help you much if a worm attacks, but he can pull anything through a sand drift without any struggle. I can't read. I do wonder if he'll stay there or if he'll move. Yeah, I think I'll just take a look around here and then call us. That's the scrapper's yard, and I guess what I can do is I can dump my scrap on this guy. If indeed I can find a scrapper. It is a challenge not to view scrappers through quite a romantic lens. As I looked towards my gliding as a child, I pictured myself as a dust-covered traveller, exploring strange forbidden places and finding strange forgotten things. A treasure hunter of old and arcane objects. And though I'm certain the grind of sifting through sand and dirt for useful tools and things left over can wear anyone down, I cannot help but weave some thread of my fantasy into the reality of the work. Greetings, glider, but name's Alton. I can't read. I give a bow and introduce myself as Sable. You find much scrap metal out there, Sable? All the time. Good, good. Alton leans back and looks up at the ceiling thoughtfully. Got a task for you then, if you're up for it. The hesitation in my voice is a product of a gentle intimidation, but I stand up straight and casual enough to seem like I'm up for anything. Alton seems to believe it enough. I need scrap, Sable, and lots of it. And you out there already doing basically nothing? Dude. Alton chuckles to himself. Shouldn't say it like that. Gliding's odd, eh? You'll have nothing to do, so you have everything to do. That's weird. I wonder if anyone's ever spent their gliding just lying around. It might be easier. I joke that it might be an easier life to find a big warm rock and stare up into infinity, resting my way through a glide. Sounds blissful. He snorts, amused, but I can tell the idea of an extended nap is one he finds inviting. Perhaps I do, too. Anyhow, the task. Let's see if we can understand this one, yeah? It's a bit complex. I tell him I'm ready. Go out. Find scrap. Bring it to me. Is that all? Slightly taken aback, I ask Olsen if that's all. What do you mean? Is that all? That's scrapping. You want the job or not? I tell him I'm happy for any reason to explore and that I'll return with everything I find. I say goodbye to Olsen. Alright, well I've got 8 scrap. Olsen barely looks up at me. Find anything useful? Sell a scrap metal. That was worth 120. I fetched everything I found for him, handing it over piece by piece. I wonder if we can actually ever complete that quest. Each one is worth 50 though. Sorry, 15. Let's take a look around here, speak to Utari, and I'll see if anyone else is here worth speaking to, and then I'll call it quits. How do I get back up there? Other than, you know, the long way. I think it is actually the long way. I genuinely... Yeah. Why is that not showing up? That's weird. I could see that from a distance, but not from other angles. The Machinist looks me over. You're late. For what? For our meeting one another. You ought to have come here sooner. I asked the Machinist how they know me. I do not know you. Not yet. Perplexed, I wait for them to explain themselves, but they seem to wait for the same. Briefly, I feel a hint of shame as I remember times I have been late among the Ibexi, things that I've slipped up in doing. But I dismiss my doubts as I recall that I have no idea who this strange Machinist is. I ask them. My name is Utari. Of immediate relevance to you is that I am a friend of Ciso. I ask then if Ciso alerted them to my impending arrival. Perhaps she looks out for me and sets waypoints and oases, that's a weird word, along my gliding. A comforting thought. No. It was your hoverbike. I heard it for the first time months ago and I felt the shape of its voice. Of her voice, sorry. I tell Utari that it was not Simoon they heard, for Ciso and I built her a few days hence. They waved their hands at me in a hurried dismissal. Did Ciso teach you so little? The voices of our machines are eternal, more ancient than even their forms. I can't read. I hear them, as I always have. And yours I thought would revisit me sooner. But here we are. Now let us speak of why you have come. Our needs converge atop the wind tower. Tell me more, please. Something has stopped the tower working. I was hours away from going to see it for myself, but you and Simoon came after all. Go there, mend what is broken or soothe what is hurt, and I will give you what you seek. I ask Utari if they know what I seek. I admit that I might not. Yeah, I've got no idea why we're here either. A direction. I will be waiting for you. Travel swiftly and safely. The wind tower. Down here somewhere. That's the cartographer, isn't it? I'll just mark that and I'll check. Dark matter rules. How have you been, dude? I'm doing well. Did I place it? It did, but where is it? Yeah, that's 1000% the cartographer station, so we're going all the way over there. Wow. So maybe fast travel there and then go over. You've come in right at the end of the stream. I'm just going to call it quits in about 5 or 10 minutes. Just taking a look around this place and seeing what NPCs we can speak to. I don't know why these speech bubbles are disappearing. That's weird. There's my voice. Well met, Glider. We had goats in my clan. Ah, so you are familiar with their temperaments. I suppose you are Ibexi? Say hello to Umar and Yardi for me. What's in that glass vial which I can't see? Oh, I made this. It's a color palette for a hoverbike, inspired by my work as a herder. Here, take some. I insist. I'd be very proud to see you riding a bike with my colors, Sable. How do you know my name? Golden Gats, how you doing? Hope you've all been well, chat. I can customize my bike. I help? No luck with the tower. I'm sure you'll sort it out soon enough. I haven't left yet. This task is made for you. Let's have a look, shall we? Yeah, okay. I do have enough to purchase everything here. I might just check the guide very quickly to see if it says anything about this. Purchasing parts, that is. I can go into that tent. I've got no idea where the damn speech bubble is. That's super weird. Bear with me a moment. Just reading the guide, it has 7 regions. I could sell those. Ones you should aim for are the parts for the speedster bike. They cost 300 cuts each. You said to fetch contracts in Hitman, Dark Matter? Yeah, I'll check them out at some point. I've just got other stuff to do first. Golden Gas, you missed your eye test today at Boots Pharmacy? That sounds bad. Hope they're okay. Does it say anything about bike parts that I need to purchase? Like, I'm not sure whether I need to purchase these or not. Just taking a quick look through the guide, bear with me. It's collect 10 bike parts. Bike aficionado is 20. Yeah, there's loads here. I don't think we need to find them all, so to speak, so we should be fine. Alright, well I don't think anything is missable, so I'll give this a miss for now. I'll do some research on this overnight, like I said. What else is here? I meet Ifar, the innkeeper of the camp. What can I do for you? You have any tasks that need doing? Before I could even finish the question, Ifar shouts, "Larval husks!" I repeat the words back to her as a clarification. She nods. I need some larval husks. They're... How much do you know about beetles? I know we can drop seeds and stick up on them. I'm a beetle expert. Oh, so I don't need to explain to you what a larval husk is then? Refresh my memory, please. Larval husks are... How shall I put this to an expert? The casing is discarded when a beetle larva enters another phase of its growth. I nod, hands to Chin, and tell her I'm more than familiar. We are lying. If you don't mind, I'd be grateful if you could collect some for me. The type I'm looking for are Hercules beetles. You won't need to go far, but the nest is guarded by the mother beetle. You're going to have to find a way to get past her. But I'm sure an expert won't have any trouble. I'll tell her I'll do my best. Anything else I can help you with? No, let's get out of here. So that is going to send me down here, isn't it? Yeah. We found that a long time ago. Alright, so that apparently is the main quest. If we complete that, then we're in trouble. Everything else though, I think we can just slowly work through. Got 2 things here that we can do. That one there, which is down here. Can we see where the bridge is? No, the bridge is not marked. And I guess that's because we don't have the map for that region. Alright, tomorrow I think we'll start with that and then go over to the tower and see if we can do both of those quests. What's in here? Ooh. Right, that is most definitely something. What the hell are you? dusk firefly. Small luminescent creatures that appear in the desert night. They only live for 1 day, a day spent frantically laying eggs in cacti that take a week to gestate. They don't look like cacti to me, but okay. The masked caster sits, unmoving, silent. I can't tell if the masked caster is human or something else. I've heard about masked casters in stories about lightings before. Lighters should collect 3 badges of a set and bring them to the caster, from whom the mask shall be cast. I should look for some more badges. I'll leave the mask caster. Alright, so again, it's a bit of a short stream, only 3 hours, but I think I will call us here. It's past 11 PM when I'm recording this or streaming, so I do need to try and get some sleep because I do have work during the week, and yeah. There's another one up there, I can grab that. I'll climb up there. I feel I should be able to climb that. I'll definitely keep playing this because I'm intrigued enough to play it. It ain't great, but I think it's somewhat chill, so I think I will stick with this and try and get the platinum. And it's only a 2 out of 10 difficulty according to PSN profiles, so I'll go with that. It does say 20 hours, and as I said earlier, I think it's going to be longer because I'm reading all the conversations and trying to explore and find things of my own rather than strictly following a guide. Use my words. I'm very tired, chat. Can you tell? Yeah, it's a remarkably large map. And I said it earlier, but I really like the music. There's some really weird music in here, but there's also some lovely music. There you go. 10 of these things, I don't know what to do with them yet. And I also don't know if there's going to be any way of tracking them on the map or whether we just randomly bump into them. A bike moved over there. Alright. Is there actually a way I can save my game? I think it might be auto-saving. Yeah. Alright, so with that said and done, I think I'll call it there for tonight. If you're watching on Twitch or YouTube, thank you for watching. I sincerely appreciate it as always, and we'll carry on tomorrow night with some more of this. As I said, not great, nothing special, but it is quite chill and I am enjoying myself, so I'll absolutely keep playing this. And we should be able to get a platinum in a couple of days' time. Right, back soon.